Today on Podcast Them Down, we're still talking to DUSKMOURN about their third album, Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns.
Podcast Them Down!
Welcome to Podcast Them Down. I'm Tim Regan from US power metal band Burning Shadows, Fade to Black Metallica tribute, Dual-Violin folk metal band ISENMOR, and recently vacated Graves True Zombie Metal. Be sure to subscribe, like, or follow. And now, on with the show.
So, I actually wanted to ask you about gear. Me in particular, but ISENMOR, I think, is pretty much iterating on gear pretty much continuously. And for the most part, I think at least I'm trying to slim everything down as much as possible so I can just not destroy my back every time I play a gig. So what gear have you found that's useful to you when writing, when playing, when gigging? What's some of the stuff that you've been using and that's really kind of helped?
Well, I mean, I have a backbreaker of a guitar, the Gibson Explorer.
Oh yeah, it's like an
mahogany.
oak board. Yeah,
it's like a diner sign.
I love Walter's Explorer. It's an amazing guitar for sure.
Yeah, that's my go-to guitar for sure. Is the Explorer.
I think I see it right there. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Audio medium. I shouldn't be pointing out the video.
Yeah. Actually, I have two Explorer shapes back there. I have the Gibson Explorer, and I have I got a Solar.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been wanting one of those for a while. It's money.
Yeah.
But that Gibson is didn't you do most of your guitar parts on the album with that?
Yep. It was using the Gibson Explorer stock pickups.
Nice. As far as amps and stuff, do you? So I think Tim and I are going pretty much digital at this point, which I think, depending on who you talk to, is heretical.
Yes.
So we're either totally lame or it's super cool, depending on who you ask. Which I'm okay with. So what do you guys use for amplification nowadays?
So on our demo, which people really love that demo. It's interesting. People are always asking us oh, are you going to repress the demo? Want to buy it on CD? But on that demo, we used Axe Effects, actually.
Nice.
Not by choice, really. We had what was it, 3 days, Bill? 4 days to record 3 songs in its entirety: vocals, drums, guitars, bass, keyboards.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that I remember with the Axe Effects, when we were recording, was the little tiny millisecond of lag. That was driving me crazy. I don't know. Wow. Compared to an amp, I don't know. I feel like I could tell the difference.
That was Axe Effects 1, though. That was back in 2012.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Isn't that what you had, Mike?
Yeah, I had one. Actually, I still have one sitting around. I should probably sell it.
It's probably holding up your table there.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, we actually used Axe Effects on the demo. But I think we were using a setting to mimic a 5150.
Right.
And then on Legends, we use strictly the 6505 Plus.
Nice.
Stock tubes.
Yep.
With was it the EMG 81?
Yeah, we used my LTD.
The cat.
Kitty.
The stream.
Our views shoot up through the roof.
Yeah, man. Cats make the views go up.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
So Legends, we use strictly 6505 Plus with, like Bill said, my LTD that has the EMGs 80. Is it 8185 in there?
I think so. I'm not positive though.
Actually, I don't think it's 8185. I think it. Whatever.
EMGs.
Yeah, they were EMGs. And then of Shadow and Flame, we used Marshall JVM,
mm-hmm.
which I still really like that amp. I still have it. And we used, I think, my Explorer, right, Bill?
Yeah, for the whole thing, I think, that time.
Yeah, the whole album was just that Explorer.
I think we should also note that like the settings of the JVM we had like really extreme for that album.
We had an EQ pedal on that too, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure we had the gain like entirely too high, and there was reverb on the amp that we also had entirely too high.
That was something that we were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it." Like it's a recording no, but we're like we're putting some reverb on this amp. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you do stuff that's like wrong, and it turns out awesome.
Yeah. Well, again, going into that album and recording that album, we knew we wanted heavy atmosphere. So we were like, hey, let's fucking put some reverb on this thing. Yeah. So it was that plus an EQ pedal. I couldn't remember if we had that EQ pedal on the whole time.
I don't remember, yeah.
Or if it was just for leads. But we used that, and then we used Tube Screamer for leads.
Nice.
And
cool.
On this album, we actually went back to... We were going to do a blend, back to the whole concept of taking both albums and blending them together and making this third one. We were about to blend the JVM with the 6505 to have 2 amp sounds.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But we actually didn't end up doing that. We just went with the 6505 plus. It was just sounding better.
We did like a back-to-back comparison where we would play a riff like through this amp and this amp, and then we just compared them. We're like, I don't know, the 6505 just sounds so good.
Yeah. And we blended them too. We were comparing that, and it's just, I don't know, something about just the 6505 plus. It's like you can't go wrong with it.
No, it's super solid.
Yeah, and we used... This was something kind of interesting. So in the past, we've only used one SM57 on the guitars.
Mm-hmm.
So we used the SM57.
That was my next question.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, less work for me.
Yeah, there you go. We used 57, and we actually used the SM7B on the amps.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we had that. I think we had that off axis. I couldn't remember if we had them both on axis or not. But it had, blending those two mics, it created this like slightly out of phaseness of them, but it works together. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Did you record a DI guitar track in case like a week from now you go, oh shit, this sounds horrible?
No, we didn't. I mean,
you're all in.
You're
all in.
We commit with guitars.
We
tried to not use a real cab to avoid like the really loud noise.
Right.
But it ended up not sounding how we wanted, so we used what's it, like the torpedo or whatever cab?
Yeah. It was Wall of Sound and the Captor.
Yep.
So we still used the Captor to just kind of lower the volume so we could still push like the amp really hard.
Right. That makes sense.
Those tubes were like purple.
Oh my God.
You could seriously cook bacon on the tubes.
So Tim and I being mostly digital, you basically hear about us and you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, these fucking Philistines.
Not really.
I heard this, what's it, like the something Nolly? Neural knowledge.
Yeah,
I was hearing some stuff on YouTube, and that sounds really good. I don't know. Maybe the technology is getting better and better. I mean,
yeah. So I've actually got the Neural's making a hardware unit called the Quad Cortex that's coming out summer of last year, and so you know it's not out yet, but it's Neural's first piece of hardware that I'm really looking forward to because it's basically like so Axe-Fx has their pedal board models. So they have the AX8 and they have the FM3. The AX8 is big. The FM3 is smaller, but then the Quad Cortex is like the size of a regular iPad, I think. And as I said before, my back is destroyed So I'm looking for anything I can possibly do to get my tone, in as small a package as possible. So I'm super looking forward to this. And, neural software stuff is so good. So here's hoping their hardware stuff is pretty good.
Yeah. So with bass, we DI bass and we use, plugins for that.
Nice.
So
nice.
At least you're partially cheating.
partially cheating. Yes. But I don't know, historically, I feel like there's less of a difference between when I mic a bass cab up versus, doing a DI with some sort of plugin. I mean, there's still differences, but to my ears, I don't hear it that much. Like when we were doing guitars, when we were trying to use a torpedo and wall of sound, we have a part where it's kind of like palm muted. It's a heavy part and it just wasn't capturing the thump. Yeah. And it just can't be replaced. Like we were like,
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to preface this by saying I do have 2 full stacks. No, sorry, half stacks. So I guess that adds to 1 full stack over there. But I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but this is my Helix right here. And I would always rather move this Helix than either of those things.
For sure.
Haul them upstairs, put them into a, Tetris them into my car, then play some shady venue somewhere, and then worry about my head all night. I can hide the Helix a lot better. The problem I think with it is if you need stage noise, you have to bring a speaker of some kind, and then if you have something other than a 4x12 on stage or nothing, it's awkward. It looks weird. So I have a small PA cab, basically, and it just looks so weird sitting on a stage next to a huge drum kit. It'd be better if nothing was there, but then you can't hear anything. So
yeah.
So actually, I do have a sort of follow-on question to all this talk. So part of our reason for using digital is actually somewhat utilitarian. And given that you guys use lots of backing tracks, live, do you so I'm assuming somebody maybe your drummer plays to a click to keep the backing tracks kind of on, on beat.
Yeah, there would be a click there.
So do you all hear the click, or is it just the drummer?
It was just the drummer.
Okay, cool.
Trusting the drummer.
Yeah. No, that's totally cool. No,
mistake number 1.
What do you guys? So do you all hear a click when you're playing?
Yeah, but we kind of went to. There are many. I think there are plenty of people that would be like, "Oh, how lame!" But yeah, it works for us, right?
No, I think that's not lame, man. That's totally. I mean, I would do it for sure.
Yeah, we built an in-ear box. So for us, especially the violinists and the clean vocalists, it's like when you can't hear yourself, which you can barely ever do. It's like the violinists need to be able to intonate, and if they can't hear the violin, then they can't determine if they're playing the right note. And then I've seen videos of me singing when I had no good monitoring, and it was like, yeah, you don't really want to do that again.
Dude, you can't do it unless you're fucking, I don't even know who could do it, but Ronnie James Dio, I don't know.
Dude, fucking, so, okay, that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy?
Yeah.
So that singer, Bobby McFerrin, if you look at it, so he's actually a really, really amazingly good singer, but watch any video of him live, because he just has these concerts where it's just him doing vocal shit to an audience, but they're hilarious because he's clearly very, very concerned about hearing his own voice. And if anybody in the crowd speaks, he'll stop. He'll be like, shh.
Holy shit.
It's great.
We all need to take a page out of his book.
Yeah. It's so
Except
good.
We need to tell the drummer to shh.
Yeah. Dude, it's so good because he'll be doing some sort of arpeggiated thing with his voice. It's like it's awesome. But yeah, no, yeah. I don't know what kind of monitoring he has, but he's clearly extremely sensitive to the fact that there's nothing. But when you're playing these dinky little clubs, and there's like, you know, they might have one monitor for like the lead vocalist, and you've got like 2 or 3 or 4. There's only so much you can do. Yeah.
So do you guys have in-ear monitors or?
Yeah. So we have an episode. I don't know if it's in the future where we talk about it.
It's in the can. It's just not posted yet.
Yeah. The long and short of it is that we've got 4 transmitters, splits, and we have a backing track player, which actually I did want to bring up to you because you mentioned like computers crashing with backing tracks.
Sound guys hate this band.
Yeah. No. So this
top 10 tips to get your backing track working.
There's a device called the Cymatic U-Track 24, and it's just like a backing track player, and you can do 24 channels of backing tracks simultaneously, but it's not a computer, so I don't have to babysit the thing all night and hope that it doesn't explode. And I love it. And you can trigger it with a foot pedal.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Which is actually awesome. So,
Mike is not sponsored by Cymatic.
I am not. I wish I was sponsored by Cymatic.
Get this man a sponsor.
Yeah. No, but that was a game changer, because it used to be like we'd play a show. So another band that Tim and I are in is recently Vacated Graves, and it's like pure backing tracks. There's no physical drummer. All the drums are on a backing track.
As it should be.
Yeah. And
sorry, Dave.
Yeah. And what would end up happening is that, you know, we bring our computer to do all our backing tracks, and then I'd have to like stay there. It's like, this thing cannot fuck up or we're dead in the water. And it's so stressful. It's so stressful to play a show that way.
It is.
Yeah, Walter and I have talked about like the backing track thing, and I think ideally we would like to eventually get like a really good keyboard player, so we don't have to do clicks, anything.
Right.
Play the music, and if they can't cover everything, then they could cover most of it. But it's just so hard to find, you know.
I mean, it's definitely not ideal, and you know, there are some negatives to like the inorganicness of keys, right? Okay. Or I'm sorry, not keys, clicks.
Backing tracks.
Yeah. Backing tracks in general. But you know, it does the job.
Yeah, definitely. I think the keyboard player route is like ideal for us, that, you know, we just need someone to play live for that, and they could like cover the melodies. I mean, in the music on the album version, like, yeah, there's all these chords and stuff happening, but like you said, if you're playing these venues live, these like smaller little places that don't have a good PA system, it's like you can't even hear that shit anyway.
Right.
But like if they're playing just the melodies, the main melodies, and like lead parts, like that'll stick out.
Right.
All right, so all potential keyboardists, contact DUSKMOURN.
Hit us up. DUSKMOURNmetal@gmail.com. Yeah. That's our email address.
So let me ask you, on your new album, what are you most proud of? And I know you haven't released a track list, so if you want to keep that secret, or you know, it's totally fine. But just of everything that you've done, I guess keeping it as specific as you want. What is the thing that you're like, yeah, we did a really fucking good job. That's awesome.
You want to go, Bill?
Let's see. Well, Walter's lyrics, I will say, of course, I really liked them this time. Like, not that I didn't
this time.
He hated them the other times.
No, they're fucking awesome. And besides that, I'd say like we've written in what I think are like much better melodies than we have before. So I would say maybe that.
Yeah, I think as a whole, there was, not to say that like, you know, the other albums didn't have this, but I think it's just improved upon. But like the attention to detail on everything, like there's a lot more detail in each section, instead of like, oh, you know, we'll have chords here playing the, you know, the progression. Like there's a lot of small stuff happening, especially on the guitars, I would say.
Yeah. Like in the rhythm guitars, there's a lot more detail and nuance than like, you know, we've done in the past, I guess.
Yeah, I remember learning some of the parts, and I was sitting there like, holy fuck. I can't wrap my head around this. Not that like we're not like, releasing Dream Theater shit, but
No.
it was the details.
That's cool. So you feel like everything is like very intentional.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
These like so. If you've listened to the song like 20 times, that you might still be able to pick out something new that you didn't notice, before.
Nice. That's super awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think like each song really, again, not saying that we had like filler or something like that on a previous album, but I feel like each song is just it's so good. I was so excited about this one.
Yeah. No, I like when you're recording an album or you're writing an album, you'll have like, yeah, this song's stronger or this one isn't. But yeah, it's nice to feel like everything is.
We'll put this one towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. I will say, like, I feel like we have this thing where like we try and put this like really epic song at the end, and I feel like it's kind of the same thing this time.
Yeah, that's the Iron Maiden formula.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Iron Maiden formulas.
But like there's, oh god, it's hard to pick a favorite on this one.
Yeah, I have no idea. Although the last album that we didn't realize it, I don't think, until after it was already out, that like the song lengths got progressively longer from the first song to the last song.
Well, and now I look.
Yeah, they do. They get progressively longer.
Oh, like that's amazing. Just under 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes, 7 minutes, almost 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes,
how we didn't
almost 15 minutes. That looks intentional.
Long as the last this time.
It was intentional.
Yeah, sure.
For the non-video listeners, I winked at my camera.
So like, the first Winter Sun album is that way, right? But it's like really dramatic. It's like 3 minutes, and then it gets like extremely high towards the. I think it might be like one giant peak and then a drop.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I think that sounds familiar. Let me ask you guys a question. Actually, Tim, go ahead.
It's so I got it here. It's a more gentle slope than DUSKMOURN's song duration slope.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, their longest song is only 10 minutes. Winter Sun's longest song on the first album is only 10 minutes. All right, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's your favorite Winter Sun album?
Probably the first one still. Like, Time's fine. I really like the acoustic version of Winter from the Forest Seasons. The rest of the Forest Seasons, like, it's all good. It's just, if I sat down to listen to Winter Sun, I'd probably listen to the first one.
Same.
Well, the same way.
Winter.
All right.
I like that one too, but the first album and that, yeah.
I'm actually
think Time 2 is ever going to come out?
No.
Actually, I don't know. I actually, believe it or not, I don't listen to much folk metal.
Who is this guy?
I know. I shouldn't even be here. It's like I guess. So I listen to like Wintersorg and stuff back in the day. I still listen to Wintersorg because Wintersorg is amazing.
Yeah.
But like as far as like Insiferum and Winter Sun and like that style, I actually don't listen to a ton. I like the first Winter Sun album, but it's like it doesn't stick out hugely in my mind.
I don't know. I think folk metal is so broad. When you say you don't listen to folk metal, you probably mean you don't listen to what people think of as folk metal right away, which would be Ensiferum or Corpus Clani or something like that. You're over in the yes, you're over there. With the Wintersorg and the
Wintersorg and Mythotin and I'm trying to think. Mythotin is
Mythotin. Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce their name, by the way. I don't know if that's right.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were amazing. I started listening to them and then learned about Falconer, which I think had like just came out with their first album at the time. Yeah, I find Mythodin to be very interesting because I feel like they have really high highs and really low lows. Yeah, like there are songs where I'm just like, I really don't want to hear this, and then there were songs where there was like
a melody that comes in that's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's like both genius and really not genius at the same time.
Yeah. I feel like Balsagoth is kind of like that with me too. It's like, oh my god, and then the next song, I'm like, what are they doing? I don't know.
Those tend to be my favorite bands, though, where it's like, they evoke very strong emotions in me either way.
Yeah.
So, Mike, did you have any final questions for DUSKMOURN?
Oh, geez. No, I don't think I do.
Well, Russ3307 does. Are there any plans for post-album content? I'm guessing in 2025 you can expect the fourth album. That's my guess.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Any additional plans? Any additional plans beyond continuing the cycle?
Oh, I mean, we're definitely going to start writing. I haven't started to write anything. We haven't talked about anything, but I'm sure it's going to happen.
I believe one of the stretch goals was a music video.
Oh, okay. So that's like near future. So yeah, I mean, we want to do that. We have ideas. So the album is called Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns.
Yeah, I should have said that like an hour ago.
No, that's okay. So the first song on the album is called Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns. So there you go.
Oh, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
There was a track title revealed.
Yes, exactly.
Forthcoming DUSKMOURN album.
So so Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns is the first song on the album, and that song, obviously, it's the album title. So like, we want to do a video for that one, and we have ideas. We kind of want to do like some sort of like pseudo performance type, like epic outside drone shots, that kind of
going all out.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's in our heads, but who knows if what'll happen.
Yeah. So that's going to cost us some money, for sure. So I think like any of the extra funds that we're making here, we're going to put it aside towards that for sure.
Yeah, so
that's a good idea.
DUSKMOURN still needs pledges on the Kickstarter. The goal was just to make the album exist. They need all the bells and whistles next.
Yeah. So like when we saw that it was taking off, we were like, shit, I mean, let's do some more merch. I mean, we exceeded our goal. So then we just did the exclusive Kickstarter hoodie, only for Kickstarter backers. So it's not going to be on our store. So if you want one of those, you have to pledge. But that was kind of something that when we realized we went past our goal, we were like, all right, let's do something else. I think we're still, since we have 15 days to go, we're still thinking about other stuff potentially. Not sure.
Other things on your list. Re-releasing the EP, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we want to do that. I did. So back in the last Kickstarter, I believe, we gave certain copies away, and we said that we weren't going to reprint them with the current artwork that we had for it. So I have new artwork for it. We just need to get them pressed. That's a possibility. We should do like a survey. Like, I want to gauge interest on that,
I'd buy it.
That EP is like straight up mellow death.
Oh yeah.
I'd still buy it.
It's good. I still really like those songs.
It also says enhancing the artwork in the Digipack's booklet. So that's good point with that one. I want to. So the artist, Julian Bauer,
I would like to reach out to him to get some more art done, maybe for specific songs to put that in the booklet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I mean, love it.
Bill, I actually didn't talk to you about that.
I'm like, man, I'm really excited.
Yeah. Bill I broke the news to Bill. I want to do that, but I need, we need extra money for that. It's not like he's going to work for us for free,
Yeah. I love it when bands put extra effort into the booklet, and that's why you get a phone book with the ISENMOR album. That was
awesome.
That was a significant cost inflation to the first album, because there's lyrics, there's Nick wrote up an explanation for every song, and that's in there. Our thanks list is like several columns. We still had to make the font tiny. I wanted to add more pages and art, but we did what we could with what we had.
Yeah.
So did you guys do, like, you had a Kickstarter, a successful Kickstarter. Did you guys do, like, I know I think it was Legends, we did like if you pledge a certain amount, you get your name in the booklet. Did you do something like that?
Yes, we did that. I already forgot everything else. There was like a merch package, which you did as well, or are doing. You're not done yet.
Yeah.
There was, the best one was the album, the ISENMOR album's called Shield Brother. The top tier was Nick Makes You a Shield.
I saw that. That's so awesome.
That is awesome.
And as last I heard, the shields are made. Oh yeah, there's that too. There's a ISENMOR drinking horn mug thing.
Wow, those are sick.
And then
I have one and I don't drink alcohol, so it's completely lost on me. But here we go.
Just put coffee in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So last I heard, Nick is done making the shields. So they just have to get to whoever paid for them.
Yeah, he had a slight having COVID problem for a bit there. It's slightly delayed them.
Yeah, we're only like 2 months behind the expected delivery on that. But so
happens.
Do you think you'll be doing future albums on Kickstarter? Because I know we are. It seems to me that music is worth more before it exists. And
yeah,
because once it's out, it's on Spotify. You have to listen to it like 1,000 times before you make folding money. Yeah. Well, you can fold a penny if you try hard enough. But, so at least from our perspective, I think everything is going to require a Kickstarter, because we are, we're not making money off the music once it's out, and therefore there's no money to make music when it's time to mix and manufacture the album. So, do you foresee this trend continuing for you or for the music industry in general?
Yeah, I think it's tough to say, because actually, like, going into this album, like a couple years ago, we were like, all right, let's try and do this one without a Kickstarter.
Yeah, we didn't want to do it at first. Our plans were not to do one.
Yeah, and up until recently,
that would be nice.
yeah, and we were just like, there's so much stuff that we want to do, and we just can't afford to do all of it, so we got to do it. So yeah, maybe
pricing everything out. It's like even tracking ourselves at home. Like, we don't pay to go into a studio. It's still like so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, forget about it. If we had to record in the studio too, like this, there would be so much money out of pocket.
It would be twice as much money, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I remember we had a discussion early on when we were trying to record the EP over. So we ended up doing basically just MIDI drums and then put it through Superior Drummer.
Yep. Which
sounds like, to my ear, sounds pretty good. Right, but like, there was a discussion. It's like, well, we want to get some studio time. It's like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, we priced out tracking drums in the studio, and it was just like, that would have been like the biggest single expense, I think. Just drums. That's nothing else, just drums.
And I think with the especially with the guys like Samus and Kevin, they've got their own setup, so they can kind of do it they can cut out a middleman for you, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. It was like, what we had to pay Kevin is definitely cheaper than if we had to go into a studio to record drums. Like, no doubt.
Yep.
Right. And it helps that you can get some super badass, like, ultra drummer,
Yeah. Like, his fills are insane. I'm really excited about him playing drums this time.
Nice.
Yeah. We reached out to Samus.
Oh, yeah?
Early on, yeah. He's a busy dude.
Yeah, he's
imagine.
Really backed up. Like, it would have been a very long time.
Did you ever see his...
Don't let Kevin hear that he was your second choice.
So Samus played on... Back to Devin Townsend geekery. Samus played on the most recent Devin Townsend release. And he video blogged or vlogged. Am I showing my age by calling it a video blog? He filmed the whole, he went to the UK because they rented out this studio that had attached, and it looked like a studio / bed and breakfast. I had no idea what the hell it was, but so Samus live, films the whole thing, and it's so funny because I think Samus, his online persona is certainly very eccentric, and then he did a few jokes with Devin, and Devin's like, oh okay. I love it. And then they film him drumming, and it's mind blowing. So it's a fun watch.
I think I saw some of that actually.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
About. Yeah.
If I remember, I'll link it, and when I don't link it, you'll know I forgot. All right, so tell everyone how they can support Fallen Kings and Rusted Crowns, the third DUSKMOURN album.
So you can go to Kickstarter and search DUSKMOURN. It should pop up that way, or you can go to duskmourn.com, and there should be a pre-order button. You can click that and get there and get some sweet merch. Like I said, those sweatshirts are Kickstarter only, so you can only get them by pledging through Kickstarter, and they won't be available on the store. So pick those up. There's also vinyl that we're doing this time, which is the first time we're doing vinyl. So that's kind of scary in a way, just because I don't know, not to make a long-winded conversation out of this, but there's audiophiles that are very specific and particular about things. So it's you don't want to piss those people off. You want to do it the right way, get it done the right way. So a little nerve-wracking on that, but yeah, you could get vinyl. We want to do a marble color pressing on it. So it should come out.
The mock-up looks amazing.
Yeah. It's going to come out awesome. And yeah, we're also on Bandcamp, so you can get our albums digitally on Bandcamp. I think we're also on Spotify. We're on iTunes. YouTube.
Probably Amazon.
YouTube. Probably too. Yeah. That's another conversation. We should have another convo, because there's so much more to talk about too. Because I would like to talk about what you guys use for distribution and stuff like that. Do you guys use CD Baby or?
Well, we'll save that for the we'll save it for the next episode, won't we?
Yeah. Say I'm setting it up.
All right. Any final thoughts, anyone?
Nope.
All right. Well,
yeah. No, I'm good.
Go support DUSKMOURN, and thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to Podcast Them Down. You can find Burning Shadows, ISENMOR, and Recently Vacated Graves on Bandcamp, as well as Facebook, along with Fade to Black Metallica Tribute and Podcast Them Down itself. Until next time, keep it metal.